Hey guys, Theron Asbury here with Revital Outdoors, bringing you another exciting podcast. Tonight, we're going to go back to the great state of Indiana. We're going to interview Mr. Brody Campbell. Brody got a top 5 finish last year at the BFL Hoosier Division tournament on Rough River Lake. So Brody's got a very phenomenal record with Rough River Lake, so we're very excited to talk to him. That same tournament is coming up this year in a couple of weeks. They will be kicking off the Hoosier Division at that lake, and so we're very excited to talk to Brody. Before we get started, Revital Outdoors is very excited to announce we are having a $2,500 sweepstakes giveaway for a lucky angler at the end of the year. All you have to do to enter this giveaway is just hit the link at the bottom of actually, you're going to see a banner coming up right now. So at the bottom of this video, you're going to see a link pointing down below. At the top of the description, right below this video, hit that link. Takes 2 seconds to enter, and then you will be entered into the giveaway. So make sure you do that. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. And if you've never heard of Revital Outdoors, we're a premium CBD company. Our premium CBD products help all the outdoor enthusiasts out there with different ailments that they endure on the water, in the field, whether it be back and shoulder aches and sorenesses, trouble sleeping at night, joint discomfort, whatever it may be. That's what CBD is great for. So check out our products on our website, www.revitaloutdoors.com. You can purchase them directly off our website. Also, always remember, our products are THC-free, made right here in America. We are a worker-friendly brand. So that being said, let's go ahead and bring Brody right into the studio. How you doing this evening, bud?
Doing wonderful. With hearing your intro, I need to actually try some of your Vital products, man. My hands, back's been hurting me pretty bad fishing, actually.
Absolutely. We get done with the podcast, we can definitely hook you up with an ability to get some of that. But, well, man, I really appreciate you coming on the podcast. I can already see over your left shoulder you've got a phenomenal history with FLW and Major League Fishing. So we talked before the podcast. A lot of that has to do with Rough River Lake. So, let's just go from the basics. What is Rough River Lake? How does it fish? How does it set up this time of year as we get into late April, early May?
All right, we'll start off. It changes every year. I mean, every time I've been down there, it's been high, and then it's been normal, and then it's been back up to high again. So this year, right now, it's setting up. I'm pretty sure it's like 10 feet high when I looked the other day. So be flooded bushes. We can start down by the dam, kind of by takeoff. It's more of the lake part. There's a lot of spotted bass. Still a lot of good largemouth as well. More bluff type fishing. And it's got 3 different river arms, which is what's cool about that lake. It splits into like 3 different rivers. And you can run as far as you can go up in them, and it's like you're running way up a little creek by the back end of them. But it really sets up phenomenal for like a river type fishing guy. Now, if the water stayed low, I have caught them out. I know everybody doesn't want to hear it, but I've caught them on live scope, out deep in big numbers. It just seems that there's a lot of little ones mixed in. I mean, I could go out there last year and catch like 100, like no problem, but they're really little mainly. But it's going to be interesting to see just kind of how it sets up this year with the spawn being there. And man, I think there's going to be some on beds. I mean, everybody knows it. Really, if you can put the time in and find them, I think that's going to be the ticket, really. If the water's stable. I don't know.
Okay. Is Rough River Lake, is it predominantly a clear water lake? Is it a dirty water lake? On, let's say, normal conditions, what does it normally favor?
Normally it's in that main part of the main body of the water. It's pretty clean. Like I've seen it, 3 to 4 foot visibility probably. Mm-hmm. And I have ran way up the rivers, and it's dirty, like a foot visibility. So it kind of varies, but it seems to be a pretty clean fishery for the most part when I've been there, at least.
So now you said that you like to live scope them a lot, which is very, very common. A lot of guys are getting that live scope down. I'm a firm believer. We have technology in front of us. Let's use it. Let's utilize it. A lot of people say that it's going to hurt the fishery. I don't think it ever will. People were saying the same thing about the Alabama rig when it came out. People were saying the same thing about the chatterbait when it came out. People were saying the same thing about the buzzbait when it came out. It's just new technology. It's available to the anglers. Let's utilize it, and let's also recognize that the companies behind those products are some of the best paying industry companies for the industry. So really great deal there. But you talk about that. You talk about there could be a spawn. So the spawn kind of takes away the normal gamut, if you will, because guys are going to be looking at them. They're up on beds, but normally when you're live scoping, are you finesse fishing? Are you, covering a lot of water, throwing reaction baits, or?
Man, I love throwing that jerk bait. And you talked about catching all the fish. It's not possible. If they'd have been in my boat on the Dale Hollow Toyota Series where I just came from a few weeks ago and seen how many fish followed my bait in and not bit it, they would realize that you can't catch them all. Because I had, 50 fish throughout the day follow my bait, nosing it the whole way and not eat it, and it makes you go crazy. So you can't catch them all anyway.
Just watch more of the Bass Pro Tour events or the Elite Series guys and see how many of those guys throughout the live feed are saying, well, they're looking at it. They're looking at it.
Yeah.
Okay, let me make another cast. I think they're catching maybe 1 to 2% of the actual fish they're looking at.
Exactly. So you couldn't catch them all if you tried. But the last year when I was at Rough River, they were biting it. I was just throwing, drop shot and little swim baits on main lake points, and I found 4 or 5 points that had big schools of fish on them. But like I said, the problem was it was hard to even catch a keeper. I mean, you could catch fun fit, little small ones, like it was going out of style. But I ended up bailing on that last year in the tournament and ran way up the river and was flipping and had some nice fish. And honestly, had the fish to win, but had 1 or 2 jump off. But the years before, I've stayed by the dam. I won 1 by the dam, and I won 1 up a river, so it just varies. I mean, I wish it was a live scope deal, like you said, because I would enjoy that. Because I don't think they've got hit really hard on that lake with it yet. So. Right.
So, okay. As far as weight-wise, what do you predict for this upcoming tournament?
It seems it's going to take at least 12 pounds. Between 12 to 14 is what I was thinking, and you could even see a bigger bag than that if somebody gets lucky. Hopefully me. And comes across, 2 or 3 big ones. It seems like it's pretty hard to get the 5 15-inch largemouth there because there's a weird slot limit on that lake.
Right.
A lot of spots, but not too many people get the over 15, the 5 over 15. It's usually like the top 10. So,
I got you.
I would guess between 12 and 14 pounds would take it.
Okay. A couple more questions, in regards to, you're talking about live scoping, are you catching fish that are holding to structures like maybe brush piles, or are they holding to channel swings leading into spawning pockets, or what are they actually relating to that you're finding those fish with that live scope?
Man, you're going to make me reveal a bunch of stuff. Which it's known on that lake. The state puts out brush piles like it's a business, which is awesome. It's a cool thing that Kentucky does. I wish Indiana did it more around here where I'm at in Brookville. But yeah, they have brush piles planted everywhere on that lake. So you get on some of them brush piles. There's some good schools of fish on some of them, and I found them on, like you said, points going into the backs of pockets. Stuff like that. There's a ton of brush and a lot of good fish on them out there if the water's right for it.
So not a big secret. There is a lot of brush piles. It's just a matter of spending the time finding them. So it sounds like a guy's really got to put his time and effort in practice.
Yeah, I mean, they have maps and coordinates on them, but if you want to really know how they set up and lay out, you need to go and graph. Like that summer tournament we fished over there, I graphed all day. I didn't even fish the last time I was there in the summer. So
okay. What do you think as a coangler? Coangler's going into this event, never fished Rough River Lake before. He's going to take 4 rods with him. What would you recommend?
I would hope that my boater's, up in some bushes and some wood and not fishing brush piles with live scope, because that would suck.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
Yeah, that's not fun. I would say first off, a Senko. Either I would even have one Texas rigged and have one wacky rigged. You can't go wrong there. Heck, I'll have one on as a boater.
Yeah.
I would have a shaky head on, and probably a jig. That's probably 4, and I may bring a little crankbait or something, so that'd be 5. I used to be a coangler for years, and I threw only a shaky head, and I did really well. So, I mean, if that's any tips for guys doing it.
Yeah, I've met a lot of coanglers, especially down here in Florida, that talk about, I don't take finesse rods. And even in Florida, if you're a coangler, you got to have that finesse rod with you. I know it's the fairy one. I know guys don't like to slow down, but you get a lot more bites doing that. You're going to catch a lot more non-keepers doing it, but you're going to come across that 5. And as a co-angler in a BFL tournament, if you got 5, you're getting paid. I don't care who you are, where you're at. You're going to get paid if you got 5 fish.
Well, you're winning around here in these tournaments. Around our area, you're pretty much winning if you got 5 as a co.
Yeah.
On the river.
That's what I've heard. So, well, Brody, really appreciate you coming on and talking about your top 5 finish last year at Rough River Lake with the Hoosier division. Before we let you go, I looked at your Facebook profile. Looks like you got a lot of people that support you around the area, a great family. So anybody you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
I mean, my family is there on Facebook a little bit. I'd like to shout out to them for dealing with me because I'm a major fish head. I live, breathe, and fish. I actually, want to take it to the next level and go as far as I can, but it's just hard with working and everything right now. Actually, I have no sponsors, so I'm an open canvas right now. So nobody to shout out there. Might be your product if it helps with my hand.
Absolutely. Would love to talk to you. And that sponsor support, that's the first, or that family support, that's the first sponsor and the best sponsor you can have before you want to go to the next level and move forward. So, Brody, really appreciate you taking time to come on with us. For all the listeners out there, you've been talking to Mr. Brody Campbell, top 5 finisher from the BFL Hoosier division last year on Rough River Lake. Again, that tournament's going to come up in a few weeks. It begins the Hoosier division for 2022. So we wish all the tournament anglers out there the best of luck. Before we let you go, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. And also, you see the scrolling banner below this video. Hit the link at the top of the description right below this video. That gets you in for our $2,500 sweepstakes giveaway. That's going to be at the end of the season. We will be choosing that lucky angler. From all of us at Revital Outdoors, I'm Theron Asbury. Thank you for tuning into this podcast. Be safe out there. God bless. And we'll talk to everyone on the very next show.